Ba 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 da ba ba ba. All right, we are here. FC24. Boom boom. Okay. Actually, I am recording. This is going straight up on YouTube as well, unedited on YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. We are here for FC24. If you're new here, leave a like and subscribe. But here is the Arsenal squad. We always do Arsenal career mode first, at least. Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, Bukayo Saka as our front three. A midfield trio of Partey, Odegaard, and Declan Rice, a new man in town, with Zinchenko, Gabriel Saliba, and the injured Jurgen Timber at right back. We will use him, even though he is injured in real life. And then Aaron Ramsdale as our goalkeeper. Now, obviously, he did just kind of recently get dropped for David Raya within these last 2 games, and maybe even for the North London Derby on Sunday. But for now, Ramsdale is our #1 keeper. We have turned off the transfers for at least the first window, so we will be making no signings. But if we do make signings, it would be in January, in which we have 126 million to spend around. Now, obviously, the youth academy, you get your youth academy players. You don't get the youth academy homegrown talent anymore. Instead, you post to get the a 5-star coach for this tactical vision thing, in which we are on gegenpressing, by the way, just because that is kind of similar to what Arsenal play, gegenpressing inverted with tiki-taka football. But for now, we'll go gegenpressing. Now, you're supposed to get a 5-star coach, or a 5-star great coach, whatever it is, when you pre-order the Ultimate Edition before that August 22nd date. I did that. I don't have it, so I don't know if it's glitched right now. I'm hoping it is, because I don't have the Ultimate Team stuff, and maybe I just got screwed in the long run. But obviously, as you can see here on the left-hand side where it says Tactical Vision, these are the different play styles. We are obviously gegenpressing, as you can see in the top right of your screen. So we would want somebody that is an expert in that version. So here, like S1E1 Johnson, although he is 3-star, 4-star, 1-star, 1-star, he is an expert in that gegenpressing. So we are going to go ahead and hire him. Now, I'm not going to focus too much on coaches, because I don't think it will make that much of a difference for a team like Arsenal, in which we're going to already be. But obviously, you can then hire them to whatever kind of role you want them. And you can have up to 3 coaches per role, for attack, for midfield, for defense, for goalkeeping. And obviously, you want the ideal, the 21, 22, 22, and the 9. These do grow. I believe they should grow. I believe they do grow. Like this guy right here, Palmer, he's not really great in attack as he is in midfield or even defense, even that goalkeeper. So we're going to go ahead and bring him into the midfield. Now, defense, I want somebody that is good enough for defense. I don't really see anybody that's gegenpressing besides him. I believe you can train these guys as well to be going into your tactical vision. Not train them. I think they just grow there within time. Pope, he's +3 in attack and really nothing much else there. And then defense, I kind of want to just get 1 for defense, even if it's not gegenpressing. Just somebody that is good enough in the defensive skill role. So we are going to go up here and bring in the best expert. Other than that, this is kind of tiki-taka right there, but I would go standard for right now, just because he is standard. And as you can see there, he is bronze as a gegenpressing kind of coach there, and he will obviously grow the more. And you can actually transfer coaches up to like different roles if they were to be better. But that is what we're going to do for now. Now let's go ahead and see. Now obviously I do have Patreon on here, so if you want to go ahead and sign up to the Patreon, it is available for y'all. I am going to go ahead and show y'all that right now if I can. If I remember how to show y'all. Oh yeah, I can just do it right here. Alright, here's my Patreon. You actually can't see it as you normally can. Can I bring up my promo real quick? I think I can, right? Patreon promo. Here we go. So here you go. We have the retirement plan, which you can become a 30-plus-year-old member in all my career mode saves, besides this one and my player career mode save. But other than that, you can become a 25 to 29 for only $1 more, or you can become a 16 to 18-year-old and be in the long-term saves for a longer time. and pretty much all the way up until you retire, maybe even the entire save, just for $5 a month. I'm not going to go ahead and force that down your throat. And we do have a spreadsheet here of all the players that are in the Arsenal squad to start off with. I am keeping track of this. I did this with all my FIFA 23 saves. I'm doing it with all my FC 24 saves. If they are in yellow, that means they are loaned out to a different club, and you can see what club that is here. You can also see that just in the squad hub. If they are green, that means they are loaned into the club, and you can see what club they are loaned in from as well. And then if we were to sell somebody, they would turn red, and then the transfer deal, how much we sold them for. But thankfully, we are not selling anyone at the moment. We are solely focusing on just playing Premier League football. However, I will show y'all some options that I'm already thinking about going after, maybe in January, maybe in the next season. But here, first off, Olivia Thomas is an example of a Patreon player. I just created him by myself. I did basic standard generate name. He'll be a striker. Honestly, if he was a striker build, I would probably boost his stats up a little bit more. Shout out Chesnoy, because he's a big inspiration for even starting this up. And then you get to choose whatever club you're at. So, for instance, I put him at Genk, so he's at Genk. I think if you become a free agent, I have to sign you and then try and even loan you out or try and eventually sell you. But that is just an idea there, Olivia Thomas. And then we would track his career stats as well. So I'm actually keeping him there for a long term. But some players that I'm going after in for the Arsenal squad, a bunch of young players. We have Bakayoko from PSV. Now, we just played PSV and we smashed them 4-0. However, this guy is a very good player. He's very quick on the ball. He's one of the top 10 players that I made a video about earlier this week on. As well as Ousmane Diomande, a great center back option. I honestly don't like Cavor on the game. I don't really like him in real life. I don't think he's that great in real life. He had maybe one good performance in preseason. Diomande, I would want to bring him in. He would essentially replace Cavor as a second center half, and that way we have kind of more boosted bench and boosted options. And then Evan Ferguson, the man on fire for Brighton, who might be going around for 100 million by the time we get to the next season's transfer window in the summer. This is somebody that we can look after and trying to bring into the squad as well. But for right now, we're not making any changes to the squad, and we are going to go ahead and pretty much just quick sim all the way up into the first game of the season, which is going to be against Manchester City. And in fact, I'm not, because I believe, although the transfer window is closed, I believe I can still loan players out. I believe I can loan players out. So if I can, I'm going to go ahead and loan them out into clubs that I don't really care about. And Carl Hein honestly could go ahead and loan them out. Now, I am doing this unedited. I'm not editing this here. So quickly going through the squad that more on a regular basis here. We have David Raya, who's on loan at Arsenal from Brentford. We are going to have to save enough money to be able to bring him in. Obviously, not going to be a problem. We're going to be able to bring him in for around 24 million for next season. And honestly, he might replace Ramsdale in the long term. Well, not really long term, because he is 27. We have a lot of players out on loan, by the way. We have maybe half the squad out on loan to different clubs. Now, a lot of these players that are on loan, like Nwankwo, John Jules, even Renarson, even Sambi Lakonga, honestly, have no future at this football club in the long run. But somebody like Tavares could be a backup option. Marquinhos could be a backup option. Charlie Patino could be a backup option in that midfield. Kieran Tierney could be a backup option if we don't go with Tavares, but a lot of players on loan, which leaves us with this squad here. Gabriel Jesus at striker, Ben White, Party, Gabriel, Kyle Saka, the main bid, Martin Odegaard, who just signed a 5-year contract extension with Arsenal on the day of recording this, which is literally today, Friday. Smith Rowe, we will be utilizing him a lot more than what Arteta is in real life at the moment. Martinelli, Timber, who I am transitioning into a right back, and Ketia, who honestly, he's not a bad striker. He's not a great striker. I really want to replace him. Cavor, we are loan-listing him right now. Cedric, I want him gone. Trossard, I'm positioning him back to a left wing. He has been one of the best signings ever made for this Arsenal squad. Jorginho, Fabio Vieira, decent. Nelson, decent. El Neni, I'm going to let him go at the contract. Zinchenko's here to stay. Declan Rice is here to stay. A lot of these young guys I've never even heard about, like Taylor Foran, I'm going to let them go if I can't sell them in January. And then a lot of these, actually a lot of, pretty much from here down, I'm just going to let go if possible. We are not going to go ahead and use the youth academy or the youth whatever it's called, the youth academy squad staff stuff, scouting stuff for this season at least. I will use it in other saves, but not for the Arsenal one. And actually, we can sell players. I'm not sure how we can sell players, but we can. So I'm just going to go ahead and accept, honestly, transfer offers for people that I don't really want at the club. I do have the transfer window disabled for the first window, so I'm not quite sure how people are buying him. Am I really going to let Cavor go on loan to Tottenham? I guess I am. I don't really care. I forgot I'm not editing this. I gotta remember I'm not editing this. Cavor up here. Let's see where he wants to go. He wants to go to Newcastle as well. We'll go ahead and let Cruzwood Dorberry go as well. And then we will see if they go. These probably won't go. If knowing EA, they probably didn't fix that stupid glitch anyway. And they probably won't go at all. Akinola for 830k. We can get him for 830k. He's what, 22, 23 years old, it said there. I will take that. Cedric has been sold for 1.95 million. He is on his way to Everton. Honestly, I will take that. 1950000 sold to Everton, and that is beautiful. We no longer have to worry about him, and his change will turn red on my little database. I believe another player might have just sold as well, just because of how long that took. No, it did not. Cedric sold 1.95 million. I'm going to keep him in there. That way I can just go through it. Akinola, 840k. Let's see. Sousa as well, 430k there. We'll see if they accept that. Now, the preseason tournament invite actually happens quite a bit after the season starts, so we will go ahead and just skip that. We don't really want that. High loan agreements for both Tortland and Pisa. So is he now at Everton, or is he still here? Foran, we can go ahead and sell him. A lot of these players aren't going to sell. I'm just going to try one more time. Bakayoko, 75 overall. Diamande, same. And then Ferguson, 74 overall as well. All three of these players will be probably Arsenal players come the beginning of the second season. If there is a second season, obviously, this is a very short series just to kick this new game cycle off. And in fact, honestly, I'm just not going to accept any more offers. Whatever offers come through now is whatever has agreed. Carl Hein has been loaned out to Portland for 6 months. And Jacob Cavor has been loaned out to Newcastle for 6 months as well. If these are 6 months loanies, I believe they're going out in January. I really do believe they're going out in January like they probably should be. I think these are just all pre-contract agreements. I'm just going to go ahead and quick sim. I don't think anybody else here is actually going to go ahead and be sold. We are only a couple days out from the Wembley Cup, not Wembley Cup, the Community Shield Cup. So shortlist, or let's see, received offers. Okay, we're good there. We are just going to go ahead and quick sim all the way up into... Yeah, 149 days into transfer window open, so I don't think anybody's actually leaving quite yet. But we are here at the Community Shield match day for the Gunners. Now, obviously, training is different here. As you can see here, we also have a pre-match report here. We can see their stats. We can also see their key players, which is only Bernardo Silva in the attack and then Kyle Walker in the defense. They play getting on Preston just as us, obviously, are getting that through Pep Guardiola from his time at Manchester City. We are here, obviously, to try and stop that. You can see kind of what the defensive style, offensive style, yada, yada, yada. You can see their predicted lineup, which is normally the actual lineup anyway. Obviously, 7 subs is a massive L. You could attend a press conference if you want. However, training sessions are now different here as well. These training sessions are actually insane. They will boost your stats up. I don't recommend doing this for every game. I would only do this for big games like finals or rival games. If you obviously complete them, which you should because they're not really hard, it's a training session. At the end of the day, they are insane. They will boost your player's stats up like a +5. I'm talking like +5, +6 type stats out here. and they will just be beneficial for you, and they will give you a massive advantage against your opponent. So we're going to go ahead and complete this training to take on Manchester City in the Community Shield. Gabriel Jesus is just going through the bit. I'm not quite sure why there isn't that much game time, but there isn't. Alright, we did that, and as you can see there, that actually gave them some temporary play styles, which will boost them up. And now we can go to kickoff. We obviously have a new type of thing here, the tactical view, which is just the on-field view, which you can see pretty much from the bench's perspective, aka the manager's perspective as well. We are going to go ahead and go with this team. Ramsdale, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel Zinchenko, Partey, Odegaard, Rice, Jesus, Martinelli, and Bukayo Saka. We are going to send the strongest team out there just to kick things off well. I'm also going to go ahead and drop Vieira. Having 7 subs is such a massive L, considering we can have up to 5 subs in real life, 5 subs in the game. Give us a 9 subs, EA. It's not that hard to really just go ahead and do that, is it? Let's be real here. But we are here to take on Manchester City. Now, I did go ahead and hopefully lower the volume of the commentators so that way you hear me a lot more, as well as the stadium. I am trying to perfect it still as well. And I believe this is the same camera angle I have been using towards the latter end of the FIFA 23 cycle. And we are going to go ahead and take on Manchester City and probably get demolished by Manchester City as Jack Grealish is making a run. Haaland has an early shot. Ramsdale saves. And I'm going to go ahead and end stream. If you're watching stream, which I don't think anybody is, we are going to go ahead and end stream. This video will be up automatically. Are we recording? We are recording. Okay, let's go ahead and take on Manchester City in the Community Shield final. Obviously, Arsenal won this in real life. I doubt that's going to be the same here just because this is my proper first game of EAFC 24. I have not set up really that many settings besides the ones recommended on Twitter over the last couple of days or so. But we are taking on Manchester City, trying to shut down Haaland, trying to shut down KDB. It's going to be a long time. We are expected to win the Premier League title as well. They want us to win the Champions League as Haaland takes the lead. A beautiful shot. It's 1-0 for Haaland. Odegaard lays it in for Zinchenko. Not Zinchenko, that's Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus is in behind. He gets taken out by that John Stones. It was. We'll go ahead and have a free kick pretty much at the top of the box. I believe Odegaard can still hit this right. He should be able to hit that. Don't hit the wall. It does hit the wall. Can he get to the second ball? He does. He puts a cross in. That's handball. We do have handballs on, but obviously not for penalties. That is insanely overpowered. Zinchenko now. Zinchenko will lose the ball. It's a beautiful ball playing to Haaland. Thankfully, Saliba read that. Gabriel was just stuck doing nothing. Declan Rice now. Beautiful ball in between for Gabriel Jesus. Off the crossbar. Cleared by the defender. And it properly cleared as well all the way up to Haaland. We win the ball back though. Kyle Walker. Bernardo Silva. Gabriel. Tackle. Referee says no foul. We play on. And Martinelli's on the counterattack now. Martinelli gets past Ruben Diaz. It's Martinelli against John Stones and Ederson. And Gabriel Martinelli saves. Saka on the rebound. Saved again. One more chance before we get into halftime. And I took it quickly. And I took it all the way back to Jurgen Timber. And unfortunately, that's halftime. Down 1-0 to Manchester City in the Community Shield final. Crossed in. Early Haaland. 2-0 Manchester City. Take the lead. Well, not take the lead. They double the lead. Smith Rowe lays that off for Ben White. Crossed in. Back post for Trossard. He gets his head on there. It's 2-1. 13 minutes left to go. We're right in the game again. Partey. Martin Odegaard. Kai Havertz. Smith Rowe. Nketiah. Trossard who scored the first one. Trossard will score the second one. And we are going to a penalty shootout here against Man City for the Community Shield. Our first chance to look at silverware in the new FC 24. If you are enjoying this, leave a like and subscribe. A lot more content's going to be coming your way. I'm kind of going to overboard y'all with content. Goal is 10K by the end of the year. We are a long ways away there. In fact, it's kind of only projected that we get to 5K. So go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, spread this video, leave a comment. But for now, a penalty shootout against Manchester City for the Community Shield final. It is a pen shootout, right? It is. And Holland's up first, and Holland will take it quickly. Bottom left, we go right. Yes, I know how to. Actually, is this different? It's not different. Trossard to the right. Trossard will score. He scored the 2 to equalize. He'll score to take the equalize again. KDB will score and take the lead. 2-1 for City. Kai Havertz, who scored a beautiful pen, I believe in the Community Shield as well. If not, I think it might have been Community Shield. It might have been a preseason game. Scored a beautiful pen. Bernardo Silva will go to the left as well. 3 for 3 for Man City. We got to make it 3 for 3 as well. And in fact, we do not. And Nketiah saved Kyle Walker to take the lead and possibly give them the win. It's bottom or top left as well. Smith Rowe has to score if we are to continue. Yes. Now we need the man who's never made a penalty save before. Actually, I mean, he has. He's only made a couple, though. Matheus Nunes down the middle. I was going to go right. They go left. It's 5-3. They win the penalty shootout. And Manchester City go ahead and win the Community Shield. We can't replicate what happened in real life. It is what it is. It's fine. They can have the Community Shield. I'm going to get them in the league, in the Champions League as well. We go ahead and suffer defeat for the first game of FC 24. But at the end of the day, it is it is a Community Shield. Now, this is going to be a very quick episode. In fact, that's going to be the only game in the episode. I do want to show you this, though. Training plan. This is actually going to affect, it doesn't really affect the growth of your players that much, and more affecting the fitness level of your players. So you are going to want to focus onto this a lot when you have kind of these midweek fixtures like Europa League, Carabao Cup competitions, or if you're in the lower leagues where you have multiple games in a week in just a league competition like the Championship, League 1, yada yada yada. Obviously here you can see on the right hand side where it says balance right below Aaron Ramsdale. Fitness and balance is fitness and sharpness, both half on half. Obviously if you want it to be all about fitness, where you want them to quickly rest up kind of and get their fitness levels back up, you could do all out energy. That will affect their sharpness, where they won't go ahead and be the most sharp players. You can obviously then have an energy focus, where it will focus on players' recovery, increasing their fitness, but it will obviously impact their sharpness, just not as much as the all-out energy was. You can go balance, where it does 50-50. Performance focus, where if they are kind of more on the more fit side and you want their sharpness to increase, you can do that. And then if they are kind of fully fit, you can go ahead and do this as well. That will increase the sharpness. For now, seeing we don't play as in a week, I am going to go ahead and just keep this on balance right now. You can apply it to all players. You can apply it to starting 11. Obviously, going to apply it all to the players there. But that is pretty much it for now. When we come back, we do have the Premier League start, in which it is the real-life schedule as well. Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace, Fulham, then Man United, the Champions League group of Sevilla, Arsenal, PSV, and Lens are in here as well. Every single group is as it is in real life. The group of death, Group F. That schedule, in terms of what we play or who we play, is not in the same order, because we had played PSV in the first game, obviously on that 19th there, in which we'll play them there. But this is going to be a very fun series. Go and leave a like, subscribe, and when we come back tomorrow, the Premier League season kicks off with the 3 games here, and maybe that Man United game. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.